We're in the middle of everything. They're carrying a child. Look at this. They're carrying a child. Look at this. This is horrible.
Ustedes tienen familia, somos inmigrantes, no somos delincuentes. Somos inmigrantes, no somos delincuentes.
Discúlpeme, oficial. They haven't encapsulated them. They're pushing. Now they're pushing. Some of them, they're escaping underneath to the ranches. Look at this, man. They're throwing rocks. They're hitting the National Guard officers. Throwing rocks over here.
Gosh, what a scene to see really unfolding here, and having them use that rope so that they're all able to stay together is really interesting to see all this happen, Oscar.
Is number 4 in the world for violence and homicides. Due to this factor, the military was moved to Tijuana. Entry of San Isidro next door to the city of Tijuana, Mexico. Migrants looking for asylum from Ukraine arrived to the
Roto, señores, las barreras. Ya no los pueden controlar. They have broke the barriers. They cannot control them.
Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News, correspondent for Real America's Voice News and the Wendy Bell Radio Network and different networks. Thank you, and thank you for joining in. Good evening to everyone. How's everybody doing? It's a pleasure to be with you guys, talking to you guys tonight in English. A lot of the people have been sending me messages about what is going on in the Darien, what happened in the Darien with the shootout that we were part of. The crossfire that we were part of, my colleague Ben Berquam and myself, we were present right there with Senafront. At Senafront, it is SENAFRONT, Senafront. Servicio Nacional de Fronteras. That is the authority of Panama, which I believe that they are the most trained, capable, and ultimately incredible authorities of border agents in the whole continent. I believe that strongly. I believe that. And a lot of the people have been sending me messages saying, like, Oscar, what's going on in English? Can you relate? The majority of the videos that I do at the Darien, I do it in Spanish. Ben Berquam does a lot of the videos in English. He's correspondent in English. I'm correspondent in Spanish. But ultimately, my audience, the majority is in English, so I am in debt to explain to you guys what happened in the Darien on this trip. That I will explain what happened and what we were doing and what we were there to accomplish. So, no journalist has ever done the Emburse route. No broadcast company, no network has ever tried Emburse. A lot of and there have been a few journalists and also networks that they have gone into the Darien and crossed it from point A to point B. We did that also. We crossed it a few months ago, and you guys saw that. But this time we were trying to do the Emburse route. And the reason why we were going to do the Emburse route is because at this particular juncture, if you do it in Emburse, you will actually see the influx of migrants coming into where you are coming, because you're coming the opposite side. We arrived to Panama. We were greeted by the authorities of Panama. Ultimately, also, I was interviewed by the director of communications of Centerfront, of the authorities of Centerfront. They treated us with so much respect, so much humbleness, and so human and so kind. Her name is Vanessa Calviño. She's the director of Centerfront in Panama. I was interviewed by her in the installations of the military, inside of the military, with authorization by Centerfront. After that, we were directed to Bajo Chiquito, where we were about to start walking. We started walking the first day. My colleague Ben Berquam and myself started walking with Centerfront officials. There were 6 Centerfront officials, and we started heading into the Darien. We started walking. We slept one day. We encountered a lot of migrants that we were walking on the first day. It was a really exhausting day. We walked a lot. The terrain was different as it was last time. Last time was going up hills consistently. This time was straight because the river was dry, but it was just a terrain that it was constant. It's constant humidity, and the heat was horrible. The heat was the heat was strong. After we started walking on the first day, we slept the first day at the Darien. We encountered a lot of migrants. We did a lot of interviews. What happened on the second day was incredible. As we were walking into this particular part in the Darien, we were hearing complaints of migrants consistently, and particularly women. The women were telling us, we just been raped. We just been abused. We just been, taken advantage of. And we were hearing these complaints consistently as we were walking. The lieutenant that was in charge of the patrol told us, if we hear more complaints, we are about to act, because these vandals, these scumbags, these criminals, they were on our way as we were going the opposite side. We're going the inverse route. So in our mind, and in particular in my mind, I cannot speak on beside of Ben, but in my mind, I said, we're about to encounter these people. We're about to, hit forward with these people. There's no other way. There's no way that we can go around it. We have to basically encounter these people. And ultimately, we heard the last videos, and this is what happened. I will put the video. I will translate the video of what I'm saying right here. I will translate the whole video. See Ben in the back, and then you see me right here explaining. So I will explain what happened after this. We saw some migrants coming in, and particularly all of them that were explaining what happened. I just been raped. They just abused me. They told me to take my clothes off. This is what happens with open borders. Let me just remove this and put the other screen, because I want to explain this. This is what happens with open border policies. This is the number one problem with open border policies. Before I go, if you guys want to help out and to reach out more people, you guys need to help me out to like the video and share the video, or just hit the like button so we can break the algorithm and we can get more people involved. Because you don't hit that like button, you don't hit that bell button on YouTube, and you don't hit the like button on Facebook, we're going to continue with just, this amount of people. So we need to encourage more people to come in. So you can help me out with that. So ultimately, we were in shock. So the lieutenant said, we're going to act. So this is what we're going to do. There's going to be one agent that is going to stay behind with you guys, and us 5, we're going to go in. So 3 of them crossed the river, and they went, incognito to the left side of the river, and the other 2 went silent, extremely quiet, into the other side. These vandals were located in the middle of the river, where migrants were coming down the mountain, and they were just landing in front of them. And ultimately, as they were landing in front of them, they were assaulted. A lot of women were raped, and so on. So this is what happened. This is the reality of what happened. So I will put this on video. And after I'm putting this on video, I need you guys to see, and I need you guys to understand that this is the reality of what the Darien Gap and what people are going through. So I will put it back all the way back right here, and I will press play right here.
Oficiales del otro lado, por si los bandidos tratan de escapar por el lado.
We're speaking real low, and I'm saying Centerfront just crossed the river to the other side. And as they're crossing to the river to the other side, the whole idea is for them to not escape from this side, and to have an agent in the middle, and that agent was behind us.
Puesto. Estamos asegurando el perímetro. Tenemos un oficial aquí atrás, otro más adelante.
We're assuring the perimeter, as you see right there, the subtitles. We have an agent right here that is protecting us.
Senafron haciendo la operación correcta de aseguramiento sobre nuestras vidas.
Senafron is doing the operation correctly and assuring our lives and assuring the migrants' lives. And ultimately, the number one catch is to get the vandals.
Las vidas de los migrantes, sobre todo tratar de hacer la operación, ejecutarla perfectamente. De aquel lado,
And ultimately, the number one thing is to execute the mission, perfectly. On the other side, you will see Senafron officials that they just crossed.
entrando Senafron cruzando el río para, se puede decir, caerle de sorpresa.
So, in a way, they cross the river to the right side so they can catch them by surprise and ambush them and, try to detain them. This is the
Le
official.
robaron todo. ¿Qué tal le
I just asked that they stole you everything. This is them just coming by. They were 10 minutes. I was asking all the time, how far are they? And they were saying 10 minutes. A lot of them, they were saying 15 minutes. A lot of them, they were saying 20 minutes. So, it was a difference of time because a lot of migrants walk slowly. A lot of migrants walk faster. So in a nutshell, we thought there are between 5 to 10 minutes away from here. There's no other way. They're between 5 to 10 minutes away from here. So we were asking these questions, and I just asked this woman, "Were you robbed?" And she's saying yes.
lejos están? Está cerquita.
I'm asking, "Where are they?" She's saying, "Real close from here. Real close from here."
Vámonos. No.
I'm saying, "Come on, go. Keep going. Keep going."
¿Cómo les fue ahorita?
How did they win? They just robbed us. They robbed us last night, 4 of them, and today there were 3.
¿Cuánto?
Anoche fueron 4.
Last night there were 4.
¿A qué tan larga distancia están?
How far are they from a distance?
Ahorita como 15 minutos.
They're like 15 minutes away from where you are at right now.
Noticiaron a una muchacha y la soltaron como a los 20 minutos.
They got a young woman last night, and they raped her.
¿La violaron?
Sí. Feo.
They raped her really bad.
China.
3
Three.
这个
Camouflage.
Yeah, the Chinese migrant it easily is explaining 3 camouflage. They got all guns.
my money 他
Mamá, mira, no puede ni hablar.
She's traumatized. She cannot even speak. Look at the child's face. I'm asking this kid, "How are you?" He's saying he's the first one that saw them. I'm asking the other kid, "Are you okay?" He's saying yes.
Lo robaron ahorita todo.
This is a migrant from Haiti. Have you been stolen? Yes, they stole everything from us.
3. Lo
3 or
robaron.
4. Another one. Yes, they stole it from us. Another one. Were you robbed? They're saying yes, they stole from us.
Lastimaron a alguien.
So by this moment, let me pause the video. By this moment, at this juncture, the Senafron officials were watching and they were saying, "Holy cow, we need to do something about it because there's no other way. There's no other way that we're going to stand here and let these vandals keep robbing and keep stealing migrants and keep, raping and doing all this kind of things." And this is the things that open border policies do. This is what the Democrats have done to the whole continent. This is what the Biden administration has done to the whole continent. They have opened up their mouths and say, the country is open. It is open border policies. And you put these people at risk. And this is what they go through. Now, there's a responsibility on migrants because migrants know that they are going to go through these dangers and they're going to put themselves in harm's way. These are the examples of harm's way. Now, this is another example that it was the one that hit me the most. It was a young girl that she just got all her clothes were taken off. She was put naked. And graphically, I will say this as she was described as she was put naked and open up her legs to everybody to see. This is how sick these vandals and these bandits and these scumbags were operating inside the jungle. Let me go back to this clip, as this clip is basically explaining the migrants saying, "Were you robbed?" And they're saying yes. You see the young lady in the back. They took all her clothes off. She's crying deliberately. And I'm asking her, come here, talk to me, tell me what's going on.
¿Cómo te sientes?
How do you feel?
Todo va a estar bien.
I'm saying everything is going to be okay.
Ahorita los van a agarrar.
Right now, they're going to catch them. Don't worry about it.
¿Qué te hicieron?
What did they do to you?
¿Te quitaron la ropa?
They took your clothes off. And she's pointing yes. This right here in the back is her sister. Right here in the back. Her sister starts saying, yes, they took her clothes off.
¿Te violaron?
They raped you. No. They say no.
No.
Her sister saying, yeah, they took her clothes off and they make her open her legs in front of all of us.
No. Enfrente de todos lo hicieron.
In front of everybody, they did that. Yes. That's her husband right here in the back.
Gunshots, fires, fire.
And this is what happens. So we approach the place. And then is the crossfire. This video that we did, it went viral in Panama. It has 4 million views right now on my TikTok. And it went viral in all Panama, in the whole Panama country. It's crazy how this video it reached so many people. But ultimately, the whole number one purpose is to show the reality of how center front officials, they risk their lives to bring security to foreigners that they're walking on a jungle. And ultimately, what the officials are doing to combat these criminals that they are raping, robbing, and taking advantage of vulnerable people inside of the jungle. These are the gunshots, as you're going to hear them right here at this video.
Gunshots, fires, fire, fire, gunshots.
See Ben Berquan right there in front of me. We're kneeling down. He moves forward.
There's gunshots, fire.
And then all of a sudden, I tell him, kneeling down.
Kneel down.
Actually, a bullet passed by us real close. You are going to hear this clip right here. This next clip, you can actually see center front officials telling the criminals, stay on your ground, stay on your ground, stay on your ground. Now, what happened? There were 3 of them. The 3 of them, practically at the moment that they were caught red-handed, they were stealing from another group of migrants. They were about to rape another migrant. That is the one that got shot. There was a migrant that got shot by one of the criminals that is deceased now. 3 of them. 2 center front officials came from the back. They surprised them. They shot to the air to tell them, drop your weapons and stay on the ground. They didn't drop their weapons. They started running. Other 2, they were on the other side of the river. They came to ambush on this side. They were ambushed on this side by center front officials, and they captured 2 as they were detained. The other one had I don't know what kind of gun, if it was a revolver or a 9mm. They had 3 guns, and he started shooting. The other one started shooting and running towards some kind of a road that they made on the jungle, and he started shooting to the official. He shot all his 8 to 9 rounds. One of the shots hit one of the migrants in the side of the woman that this woman was going to be the next victim of this disgusting individual. Because he shot his rounds, one of them hit the migrant on the lady migrant on the side of his hip, and the center front official had to neutralize this individual, had to take care of him, because he was now not only being in danger of the life of the migrant, but also the life of the official and the life of us and the life of all migrants. So he had to neutralize the other individual. So you can actually hear a gunshot right here as it goes real close from where we were laying down. It passes extremely close to where we were laying down. God, thank you so much, God. You can actually hear the bullet as it goes right here. Let me just put this clip of a video, and you are going to actually hear it right here on this next clip.
They got him. They got him. They got him.
There. You heard that. Let me just return it so you guys can understand how close it was. How close it was. We were just laying down right here, and we felt it, that it passed by, like right here. Hear how it sounds right here, this clip. You can actually go in and hear it. Right there. Extremely close. These are the two that they were detained
They got him.
by Senate front officials. As you can see right there, they're dragging them, the two criminals. These brave guys, man, these Senate front officials. Let me just give a quick shout out. My God, these are angels, man. These are men. These are real men that they're combating narco terrorism inside of the jungle. These are real men that they're fighting, because of these open border policies created by the Biden administration right now. These are the men that they're risking their lives to combat these coyotes, these traffickers, these criminals. They're combating narco terrorism, and it is expanding and is being incentivized more because of the open border policy that they are being incentivized now by the Biden administration. These are the men. These are the heroes. These people were heroes this day, and there are heroes every day. But it's just important that we certify what these individuals were doing, how they detain these criminals in the middle of the jungle. Let me put back the video so you guys can see it. One of them is detained. He's telling them, get down, get down. Get on your chest, get down, do not move. That's last guy right here is the lieutenant.
One of the guns.
Two of them laying down right here. Those are the guns. Let me just pause right here. No, Oscar. No. You see those two black packages right there? These are the two guns, and they found another one later on. They found another one. Give it a like to the video and share the video, please. Hit that like button on Facebook and hit that bell button on YouTube. You see those black packages right there? Those are condoms. Guess who had them on their pocket? The guy with the color shorts, he had those two condoms inside of his pockets, which means that these criminals are using, whether you like it or not, they're using protection because they don't want to release the evidence that they were raping women inside of the jungle. Possibly, they were saying, like, I don't want to get an infection. These scumbags, they had condoms inside of their pants. And also, they were carrying those guns right there. There was multiple cash that it was found, taken by the migrants. Cell phones, my God, over 50 cell phones. If I don't count between 20 to 50, I don't want to exaggerate on the amount of cell phones that they were captured, but more than 20. This. But you can see right here, I'm not creating hysteria like these leftists say, fear mongering like these leftists say, because these people that they always use this language, they don't walk the walk, they only talk the talk. Right here, we were in the middle of a gunfire, a crossfire, and showing you the reality of what these open border policies they're doing to other countries and what these criminals are doing because migrants are crossing consistently through the Darien Gap thinking that this is a pathway. Those are condoms right there. Taken out of these migrants' these scumbags, these criminals' pockets. As they were detained, right there, as you see.
Imagínense cruzar el Darien.
And I'm saying, imagine that the lady that you're seeing in the back that is being carried, it is the migrant that got shot, bought by the criminal that it was neutralized. One of the assaulters, one of the criminals, one of the robbers that it was neutralized by Centerfront. That one that are carrying behind right there, it is the migrant that got shot by this guy that got neutralized. So I say, imagine you're crossing the Darien Gap, you're hurt, and then you're going to get possibly abused, sexually abused, and then get robbed. Imagine all of that. How bad is it? How bad is it? These open border policies, what they have created.
Lastimada así como viene la mujer, y todavía ser asaltado por estos dos que están aquí. Imagínense eso.
Look at all those cell phones. Look at the money inside their pockets. And that is not only the money. There was more money found later on different packages that they were hiding on the mountains.
Everything they stole.
Food, they stole food, they stole everything. But we had to be attracted by helicopter in the front, doing an exceptional job. I believe that is the best border agency in the whole continent of America. Rescuing the migrants, first and foremost. Stopping the criminals, as you see in the back, one of them is being taken care to the helicopter, where he is going to be serving a lot of time. This is the other one. Both of them real young. One of them was 18, the other one was 23. How bad is this? This is what we recorded on the Darien Gap. This is what happened to us in the Darien Gap. Now, after this, they flew us from this particular area of the Darien into the Centerfront facility. And after that, we were taken to safety. This is what happened in the Darien Gap. The migrant that got shot by one of the criminals, she's stable now. She was well taken care of in a Panamanian hospital. The bullet practically hit one of the places. It just hit, it didn't hit no bone, no internal organ. It was a miracle. It was a complete miracle. And ultimately, the mission was accomplished. These criminals were neutralized. One of them was neutralized. The other two were arrested. Extremely dangerous. These vandals, they do not care about human life. They do not care about nobody. They don't have no sensitivity. And imagine these three individuals. I'm going to put a hypothetical example. Imagine if these three individuals, like this, these three criminals, imagine if they say, you know what, I'm tired of stealing in the jungle. I'm just going to claim asylum. This is why filters on every border are so important. Because imagine if these three individuals, they will pick up their things and say, hey, you know what? It's getting hot over here, man. They're looking for us. What should I do? Infiltrate between the migrants. You infiltrate in between the migrants. Who's going to recognize you? Nobody. You go on the asylum claim. You get to the United States border. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what you did. How many of these cases, as an example, hypothetically, you think that they have passed into the United States of America? Because the United States does not have a border secure, does not have a filter. Mexico also does not have a border secure, does not have a filter. And Central America and South America is exactly the same. How many criminals like this do you think that they have infiltrated into the sensitivity of the vulnerability of migrants? How many of them? Hundreds. And I'm not even exaggerating. It is a reality. Border security, it is the number one topic. It is the number one thing that needs to be handled. And all this disaster, all this, it is created by the Biden administration and the open border policies. Nobody else. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not creating hysteria. I'm not fear-mongering. I'm not being xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronophobic, fatphobic, fascist, racist, bigot, whatever you want to call it, because that is their protection of language of these leftists. None of that. This is the reality. The reality right here. Buddy, migrants go through this on a daily basis, and they steal from them. They rape them. They suffer the consequence. And in all these organizations, they just pander to, oh my God, you're just this. Oh my God. Instead of stopping it, instead of doing something about it inside of the jungle, they're incentivizing this to continue. And people are dying. And people are being shot at, and people are being raped. Kids are being, one of the kids had a respiration trauma. He cannot even breathe, and he was, it was hard to breathe for the child. The child is traumatized. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Nobody's saying anything about it. You continue with your open border policies. Joe Biden is saying, we have a secure border, the 30,000 parole, and the CBP is working perfectly, and la this and la that. The jungle's active. The Darien is active. People are crossing consistently. We saw on that day into the midday, into 12 o'clock, and we started walking at 6 o'clock in the morning. When the sun is up, we start walking. You get up at 5, you pack up your things, let's go. You start walking at 6. After we started walking at 6, it was unbelievable. It was more than 1,000 people that we saw in less than 4 hours that were walking. So imagine, less than 4 hours. We walk, around an amount of time around 12 hours a day. How many do you think a day? 2,000, 3,000? Walking through the Darien Gap, how many people they have stole from? How many people did they have raped? How many people did they have abused? How many people did make it and did not make it? Unbelievable. Incredible. And the flow was continuing. The Darien Gap, it is active more than ever. More than ever. There's a migrant camp that is called Lajas Blancas, packed as hell, man. We just posted videos. Ben and I posted videos. More than 30 buses we saw in a time lapse of 15 minutes. Bus after bus after bus after bus. Nobody's telling you that, no to migration. Everybody has a right to migrate. But there's laws in every country that you need to obey and go from, man. And this is causing a crisis. Actually, the Biden open border policies is causing this crisis. Causing a crisis in the United States, causing a crisis in Mexico, Central America, and South America. Causing a crisis in the whole continent. And nobody's taking responsibility. You don't see Alejandro Mayorkas taking responsibility, Biden taking responsibility, Kamala taking responsibility. Nobody on the left in Congress is taking responsibility. But also, they want to pander. They want more funds. Let's pass this bill. Let's pass the other bill. Unbelievable. This is kind of a synopsis of what happened. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Boys News. Thank you so much for joining in. This was the last trip. And oh boy. My God. Oh boy. This last trip was something else, man. We were in the middle of a crossfire, and we did not back down. We went at it, and we were recording the whole time. Got to give it to my brother Ben Bergquam that he was in the front. Recording the whole time also. Both of us. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what is happening in Darien. And we caught it on tape. Now everybody in mainstream media in Panama and Central and South America, they saw this. Because it had to be shown. It had to be seen. This is what it has created. This crisis. This is what it has created. This crisis. These open border policies. These crises. And the Biden administration is just sitting down and trying to be more human. But you're letting all the responsibility into these migrants. Imagine if an agent would have lost his life. Who would have been responsible for this? The open border policies. Thank God for Centerfront. And thank God, thank you that none of the agents and none of the migrants got critically hurt. None of the agents and none of the migrants got critically hurt. Because if one of them would have got hurt, oh boy, Biden administration, you shouldn't hear it. You're the responsible one. Nobody else. Nobody else is responsible. You are the responsible one. You open up your mouth, say, hey, everybody's welcome. I don't care where you're coming from. I don't care how much you risk. I don't care if you put your life on the line. I don't care really if a lot of them die and a lot of them make it. I really do not care. You're the one to say it. And then later on, do not come of Kamala Harris. And then later on, Biden started realizing, like, holy crap, I think I made a mistake. What am I going to do now? A complete disaster. Complete disaster. And other countries had to pick up the responsibility for your mistakes. And there's the comments, well, why don't Senator stop them? Why they should do your dirty work? Why other countries should do your dirty work? Aren't you the one that's supposed to pass policies to say this is the right way to migrate so people can understand that is not the way? Why should other countries do the dirty work? Thank you so much for joining in. Oscar Blue right here. Live for every single one of you from our city. We're back home. We're going to be traveling again soon. For every single one of you, buy me a coffee is right there on the chat. I don't know where is that. Really, I do not know. I don't know if I have it or not. Buy me a coffee right there. But you got buy me a coffee right there. The app. It's pinned on my chat on YouTube or on Facebook. If you guys want to contribute to our independent reporting and travel fund, you can get it right there. And it's a reality. Darien Gap is active, more active, extremely active. I wanted to do this video just to explain to you guys what's going on and what happened in reality, in cruel reality, so you guys can understand. Thank you. God bless you. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. We will see each other on the next. Follow Real America's Boys News. Download the app. It is free. Go to Real America's Boys News. Follow it. It's all platforms. RealAmericasBoysNews.com. And also, you can follow us at Roku, Hulu TV, Apple TV, and all those TVs. Also, follow Wendy Bell Radio Network, the voice of the people. Also, not only that, Ben Berquan, Frontline America, my boy, my brother, Anthony Agüero, and all platforms. Arin Cabello, the border team from Real America's Boys News. Follow them, all of them. You can follow me on all platforms. You guys already know where the platforms are. Stay safe. Take care of yourself. We'll see each other next time. God bless you.